This hour of the Dave Ramsey Show is brought to you by Zander Insurance, the company I've been recommending for term life, disability, and ID theft protection for almost 20 years. Go to ZanderInsurance.com or call 800-356-4282. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. We invite your calls this hour. The phone number is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Well, we are running around like crazy people over here at Ramsey Solutions. This is book launch week. The Business Boutique book came out officially on Monday and has had a very successful first few days out of the gate. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, America. We really appreciate it. The book, if you haven't heard, you haven't been listening to this show, because I've been talking about it all the time, because I'm so excited about this young lady. Christy Wright, the creator of Business Boutique, is absolutely on fire. The book is Business Boutique, a woman's guide for making money doing what she loves. And this is about getting it done. I mean, this is about ladies believing and ladies knowing what to do and how to do it and believing they can do it to go and start their business or to take the business that they're already operating and make it just absolutely explode. We're doing Business Boutique one-day events. We're doing 3-day events. The fall event in Nashville is the big 3-day one. If you haven't got your tickets for that, ladies, you ought to check into that. But make sure you follow this book tour, and when Christy is in your city, that you attend the book signing, or you attend the event that she's doing, or whatever it is in your particular city, because she's going to be all over America. Already has, been busting around all over the place, from New York to Atlanta. And now the book signings continue. The next one will be Thursday night in Nashville. That's this Thursday, April the 20th, in Nashville at 6 o'clock at the Factory in Franklin, which is a very cool venue. You know that, right? So come out to the Factory. Why did we do a book signing at the Factory? Because we want to do a different kind of an event. The Factory's got a lot of small businesses in it. It's got a lot of lady-owned businesses in it. And so we wanted to feature some of them. Some of them have come alongside us to make this a very cool event. And you want to come out to this one. At each of these, we're giving away $1,000 cash, including Nashville on Thursday night. Must be present to win. No purchase necessary. But here's what the team did. And here's what Christy came up with. Not only is $5 Bakery going to be there with their goodies and some coffee, say coffee and donuts. I mean, if you hadn't heard about $5 donuts, people, you don't live in Nashville. I mean, we got this huge food scene thing going on around Nashville, all these foodies, and this is one of the pop-ups that you can't get in the place. People stand around the stinking block to get a donut because they're that good. Well, my mouth is watering. This is ridiculous. So you got to come out, as they're going to have the coffee and donuts there, and Kendra Scott, Grace and Lace will be there. These are women-owned businesses that we're going to feature as a part of this book signing. And here is what's really cool. The first 100 of you that get in the line and get your book signed with Christy are going to get gift bags chocked full of items from successful women-owned businesses. Very cool. Becoming Ink, an art print will be in there. Winged Eyes eyeliner stamp will be in there. Sparkle Hustle Grow, a customer notepad and $5 off postcard will be in there. You're going to love that. Grace and Lace boot cuff. Grab the Gold protein bar. Hummingbird Cracker Company, bag of crackers will be in there. The All Girl Shave Club, whipped shave butter. And this lady went to that started this is kind of like the Dollar Shave Club thing. She went to a Business Boutique and started this as a result of going to one of the events. Darby cards, jotter notes there with Christy quote. And Kendra Scott, of course, 15% off coupons and a koozie. I mean, these guys are incredible. I don't know. It'd probably be some other stuff. There may be more stuff. There may be less stuff. There may be different things, but that's the kind of stuff that's going to be in there. And you're going to get the first 100 of you at the Nashville event at the factory at 6 p.m. that come through the line are going to get these gift bags. So you do want to come out. I mean, they're going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of energy there. Christy's going to interview some women businesses. Her mom, she started a bakery, and that's how Christy was raised, as a single mom's daughter, running a bakery. So Christy's mom's going to be present, and she's going to bake cupcakes for us too. So just a celebration of women entrepreneurs out there. Absolutely fun stuff. You do not want to miss this. And this is at the factory at 6 p.m. here in Nashville. Well, Franklin, just south of Nashville. And Thursday, April the 20th. The $1,000 giveaway, the coffee and donuts from $5 Bakery, the cupcakes from Christy's mom, the gift bags for the first 100 of you in line. You do not want to miss this. And then as soon as that book signing is over, we'll jump on the plane because we have a one-day event, a Business Boutique one-day event on Friday. For those of you, Christy and I will be speaking in San Antonio. And if you don't have your tickets to that, you can still get tickets at businessboutique.com or daveramsey.com or call customer care. They'll help you out. And if you want to find out where all the book tour is going and where the different bookstores are and where she's going to be, you can find the tour at businessboutique.com or at daveramsey.com. We'll lay out the calendar there for you and show you everything. On Saturday, we'll be doing the Sold Out Smart Conference in San Antonio. If you don't have your tickets to that, I'm sorry, it is sold out. It is a full day event there, and it is absolutely, smart conferences are absolutely incredible. Then she will move on Monday to Austin, Texas, the Barnes & Noble there, doing a signing at Homestead Shopping Center at 6 p.m. that night. So those of you in Austin, be looking for that this coming Monday night. Tuesday night, she will be in Houston, Texas at 6 p.m., doing a Books A Million there on Katie Mills Circle. Again, each of those are a $1,000 giveaway. Don't miss that. Wednesday is Dallas, Barnes & Noble. That's next Wednesday, April the 26th, and that's the one on West Northwest Highway at 6 p.m. Then up to Colorado Springs. Thursday, April the 27th, the Barnes & Noble on Citadel, 6 p.m. She'll be out there. And then Friday, April the 28th, Phoenix, the Barnes & Noble there on Tatum Boulevard. That's a great store. I've signed in that store, 6 p.m. So make sure you're out there for that. Each of those are a $1,000 giveaway. Saturday, we'll all be in Phoenix for the one-day Smart Conference event, the entire day, remember? And that one is sold out. So if you don't have tickets to that, I'm sorry. These smart conferences, you have to get your tickets early. They sell out very quickly. They're very, very popular. And then Christy will head over to Los Angeles on Monday for the Barnes & Noble there on Valencia Boulevard at 7 p.m. And again, $1,000. No purchase necessary at any of these, but you must be present to win. So make sure you take the time to figure out where these signings are, where these events are, how you can plug into that, the different things you can do to pull this off. You do not want to miss it. Particularly, again, Nashville, the factory at Franklin, this Thursday, April the 20th at 6 p.m. Do not miss this event. It is going to be very, very special. You're going to, there's so much going on around this, guys. This Business Boutique thing is on fire. You do not want to miss everything that's happening with this. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Over the years, I've seen so many families suffer by not having life insurance. It's not that they didn't care. It's just that they didn't know. So they did nothing. That's a huge mistake. Listen, term life insurance is the only way to go. It's not complicated, and it's not expensive. Please go to XanderInsurance.com or call 800-356-4282 and get the info you need to take care of your family. Trust me, taking these simple steps will let your family know how much you care. 800-356-4282. Thanks for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. We're glad you're here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You can follow me on Twitter at Dave Ramsey. About 630,000 of you do. You can follow us on Facebook.com/Dave Ramsey. About 2.8 million of you do that. Thanks for hanging out. We're on 567 radio stations, 568 radio stations now, all across America. So virtually every city in America, you can hear this show. All 3 hours are podcast at iTunes, free, every day. You can listen to the show every day. All 3 hours are on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on iHeart, free. You can watch the show on your iPhone or iPad with a downloadable app that's free. We have an HD TV version of the show. You can watch it on your computer at daveramsey.com/show. Free. You can download everydollar.com, our free budgeting tool, which is the best budgeting tool in the world. Lots of free going on around here. So, and it's just to help you. We have figured out if we help enough people, we don't have to worry about money. It all works out. Jonathan's on Twitter, says, is earthquake insurance a good idea if you're in an area that has earthquakes? If you live in California, yes, I'd have a earthquake insurance. I surely would. It's a fairly regular occurrence there. I'm in Nashville. There's not been an earthquake here in hundreds of years. I'm not buying earthquake insurance. I also live on a mountain, and I'm not buying flood insurance. So you just kind of have to use some common sense. But just in general, do we all sit around and, in North Dakota, do you need to worry about earthquakes? In Iowa, do you need to worry about earthquakes? No. So, unless there's a fault line there that I'm not aware of. Now, I know there's one that runs down the Mississippi over next to Memphis, and there was a little tremor or two over there over the years. But I'm in Nashville. I'm a long way from there. I don't have earthquake insurance. So, but if you're in an area that has a legitimate earthquake concern rather than just your vague worrying about everything, then yeah, I would look at it. But otherwise, no, I wouldn't. Fairly simple idea. Whitney's with us in Nashville. Hi, Whitney. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I need your guidance, please, sir.
I'll try.
Okay. My husband was diagnosed this past December with a brain tumor.
Oh.
And, yes, and lost his job. We have $58,000 in school loan debt, and we also have...
Is that his or yours?
His.
Okay. And is that Sallie Mae federally insured student loans?
No, it is not.
They're private loans?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And we have $30,000 sitting in a savings account right now. Exactly what, if anything, we'll have to pay out of pocket for his medical bills. We have private insurance. He's also a veteran. And so far, what private insurance hasn't covered, the VA has picked up.
With the job loss, is he too ill to work at this stage?
Yes.
Okay. Are you working?
I am, and I was only a part-time stay-at-home mom previously, and now I'm trying to get back out in the job market, yes.
Yeah. What are you making?
Right now, currently, probably about $10,000 a year.
Okay. What's the plan?
Plan is for me to get back at a full-time position and him get well and go back to work. He has other job offers that aren't in his profession, but they are very good job offers. It's just we don't know when that day will come.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. But you see your income coming on up, because how's your family eating today is what I'm kind of trying to figure out. $10,000, and you have a $10,000 income. He doesn't have a job.
Correct. We're making ends meet right now. We are, because other than the school loan, we don't have any other debt. Mm-hmm. He does receive money from the VA for being a veteran, which covers our mortgage, more than covers our mortgage. Okay,
good. I didn't know that was coming. So he has military retirement or military disability?
Disability.
Okay. All right. So they've already declared him disabled. Have you been able to get the a disability ruling from Social Security yet on him?
Yes, we did, and that will start in July.
Good. Okay. Now I see how we're buying groceries. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Now we just fight brain tumors, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, you don't pay anything on anything. You keep this $30,000 aside. You need as big an emergency fund as you can have because you have as big an emergency as you can have.
Right.
Does he have life insurance?
Yes, he does.
How much?
$500,000.
Good. Okay. And so when you say brain tumor, it takes everybody's breath away, including mine. And so because it can mean a lot of different things. What's the prognosis? What are they saying?
It was classified as a glioblastoma. He has gone through chemotherapy and radiation. He is going to have to continue with chemo pills for the next 18 months, which are a $3,000 copay.
Was it inoperable?
He was operated on. They removed everything that they could, and we...
the rest of it they're hammering with chemo and radiation and whatever, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And so, how's it going? Is it looking pretty good?
It is looking really good, really good. We believe that God is the great physician, and we've got our focus on Him.
I agree.
And believe that He has had us. This whole entire situation, there's no doubt He has taken care of us the whole way. And I just am trying, we together are trying to make
good solid decisions. So what I start doing, and the reason I was asking the questions I was asking from the financial only perspective, which all these things overlap, so there's no such thing as a financial only. But, I first want to make sure you guys have the money to buy groceries. You do. You got that stuff moving. You've done a good job stepping on all of that. Then number two, we got to figure out, what recovery looks like. And you got to figure out also a worst case scenario. And so worst case scenario, there's $500,000 and financially you guys will be okay. You'll certainly have your hearts broken and that kind of stuff. So that's your kind of financial worst case scenario, right? And then you move back from there and you go, okay, how do we survive during recovery while we fight this if we don't go worst case scenario? And you've got that figured out between work and the VA and the disability. You may pile up some medical bills. You got $30,000 laying there. I would guard that like a hawk. I wouldn't let any of that get away from you. That just is that money's precious to make sure that every kind of possible care is given that needs to be given to him and so forth. And then, how long can you fight that? A long time, really. You can tread water a long time. You're not going to make any necessarily big financial progress, but who gives a rip? We're fighting cancer.
Right.
Now then when he comes back around and this stuff is behind him and the chemo takes effect and, hey, this thing's shrinking and we're getting good reports and he gets back to where he can move again, work again, then we start assessing, okay, what's his income potential for the future? What's your income potential for the future? And how's the family move forward into the future once we're the other side of cancer? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, you roll up your sleeves, you fight cancer with prayer and with dollars and with every bit of spirit that either one of you have, and that's what you're doing. You hold on. I'm going to have Kelly pick up. I want you guys to come in and meet with one of our one-on-one counselors as my gift. We'll make sure that every little T is crossed, every little I is dotted, and if I miss something on a radio call here, that we didn't leave you hanging, because we want to make sure you're okay. And it's my gift to you guys. We're one more blessing to you in this horrible situation. You hold on. Kelly will pick up.
Hey, Hey, this is Rachel Cruz. How can we live the life we want without debt, stress, and worry? I'm so excited to tell you about my new book, Love Your Life, Not Theirs. I'll walk you through 7 money habits to help you enjoy your life and do the things you want. You'll learn how to quit comparing yourself to others, think before you spend, and talk about money even when it's hard. These principles will give you a fresh perspective on taking control of your money. Are you ready to love your life? Love Your Life, Not Theirs will show you how. Go to RachelCruz.com to order today. That's RachelCruz.com.
In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Alex and Ayla are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome, welcome. Where do you guys live?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Very cool. Welcome to Nashville. And here to do a debt-free scream.
Yes, sir.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
$71,000 in 3 years.
In 3 years. Making what range of income during that time?
90 up to just shy of a 105.
Excellent. What do you guys do for a living?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
And I'm in IT sales.
Very good. Very good. And what kind of debt was the $71,000?
Car loan, student loan, credit card debt.
What was the big one?
Student loan.
Student. How much of the 71 was student loans?
20.
Actually, the car was car was 30, and the student loans was 20.
Oh,
So-
big car. What kind of car?
It was
what
a
kind of car?
2010 Toyota Highlander.
Oh, nice car. Very
Yeah.
cool. Did it survive or did it get sold?
It sadly got sold.
Her head went down. For those of you looking into your radio, her head dropped. Mama's car got sold.
Yeah.
There we go. So $30,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. That helped.
It was a nice car.
It was a nice car.
Hey, you know.
And the good news is that doesn't mean you never have a nice car.
Exactly.
It means that you actually have one that you have rather than it having you.
Right.
Later.
Right.
When you get the money to pay for it. Very cool. Very cool. And so student loans, how much credit card debt?
Credit card was
About 5,000. It wasn't much.
Yeah, okay.
And we had a loan to my parents for about 10,000.
You guys were normal.
We were normal.
You had a
So-
little bit of everything, just kind of bebopping along, acting like you're being grown-ups.
Absolutely.
And how long you been married?
5 years.
Okay, so 2 years into the marriage, something happened. What happened?
I had noticed that we were just spending more money, and it just felt like we weren't keeping up with what we were spending. And actually, we had some gifts that came in from our wedding reception, and she went to return a pan from that was a duplicate.
2 years later?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we had a reception later. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, she went to take it back, and then when I got home from work that day, she was unloading the car that she had bought the whole set. And I was like, wait a minute, not only did we not get the money from the pan, we just spent another $200-300. And at that point I was going, we had got to figure this out.
Okay. All right, so that you had the pan fight.
We had the fan.
Okay.
We did.
And after the pan fight, what happened?
So then we buckled down. I started looking for answers. I started looking for, where are we going to find this? And our church was offering FPU. And at that point, we said, we can't even afford it. It's just not even an option. And so I started listening to the show. I'm a huge podcast fan, and I listen to podcasts all the time. I travel quite a bit for work.
Yeah.
And I'm always listening to podcasts, be they a sports podcast or your podcast. And so that was the big thing.
And he came home and said, we need to sell your car.
Exactly.
Oh! Not only we have a pan fight, now we have a Highlander fight.
Exactly.
A Highlander fight. I've seen that movie. Okay. Oh!
Exactly. So, and then
So far, Ayla's not having fun.
yeah, and
Not at all.
And so it was a little hard at first to get her on board because I was that husband.
I'm guessing,
who came and said, we've got to sell
Dave
your car.
Ramsey said we got to sell your car.
Exactly.
Who the flip is Dave Ramsey? Yeah.
So one of the ways that I did is dishes are a big issue in a lot of households, and I said I'll do the dishes as long as I get to listen to the podcast that I want to listen to, and so they were forced to listen to Dave Ramsey while we were listening to the podcast, or while I was doing dishes.
Oh, I see.
And then after about a couple months, I could hear her in the other room going, when I'd shut it off, go, what do you think he said to those guys? how do you think that finished? And at that point, she was starting to pick up and get on board.
Rachel Cruz is really what got me on board.
Oh, okay. We'll give Rachel some credit.
So,
what did she do that got you on board?
Well, it was more of a...
She's not as sassy?
No, it was just I could relate to her. You know, I was watching her video blogs and following her on Facebook, and it was basically the same thing you say, but coming
nicer.
from a woman.
Yeah.
So I kind of took her advice, and
She's not as rough as I am. She's not as
No.
smart-aleck as I am.
yeah.
So, all right, very cool. Very cool. So that you guys did it all off the podcast.
It was the podcast. We took actually.
FPU.
Oh, you ended up taking the class after all.
We ended up
We
taking
did.
it. Yeah, we just finished the 9-week yesterday.
So at what point did Ayla say, I need to sell my car? Ayla, when did that happen?
Right after we had Ari, our 3-year-old, and it was raining, and I was frustrated with my kids, and I was like, I just need sliding doors. I don't even care. I just want sliding doors. So I got on Craigslist and started looking for
Sliding doors for the car.
sliding
I
doors
thought,
for the
now
car.
she's buying doors. I couldn't figure out what we were doing.
So
Okay.
I was like, it'd make my life easier if I just had sliding doors. I can push the button, my son can get in, I can
Yeah.
put my daughter in, slide the
Yeah.
door shut, be on my way.
A professional kid hauler.
You know, yeah. So
Highlander's
so
like up. You got to, because it's SUV. You got to
it
get
is
them up.
SUV.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I decided that that's probably practical for our family, and so sold the Highlander.
And how
bought
long
the-
had you been listening to the podcast during dishwashing at that point?
It was a couple yew and
It
then
took a little while.
It did.
Okay.
At that point, Ari was born, and Ari has cerebral palsy, and so the price from that was going up, and so we were realizing, and then we also needed the doors for that
Gotcha.
in a van,
Okay.
and so along with the $71,000, we also cash flowed $15,000 in medical throughout that time, and we had 50 nights in the hospital. So you want to throw a grenade into your budget is 15
And you did
nights
all
in the
this
hospital.
anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Well, you guys are impressive, and you're authentic too. You're being real, because most people fight when they start this stuff, and some of them fight halfway through it. But there usually comes a tipping point somewhere in the middle where there's like, okay, this is right. I got to be a grown up and I got to do this stuff. And that's why I was asking about the car thing. That's a big decision, especially after he came in. And now you got, not only do you have to sell the car, but you have to admit his idea was right.
Right.
Which is even harder.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that old Dave Ramsey guy. So, yeah. Well, I'll tell Rachel that she has a fan. That's very nice. Thank you for that. Very, very cool. You guys are incredible. I'm so proud of you. You got to feel great about yourself.
Feels
Me too.
awesome.
It's
feels
like
awesome.
real adult stuff you've done here. I mean, it's very, very serious.
Yeah.
Very fun. You paid off the family. What did the family do when you paid them off?
They were really good throughout the whole program. They never asked for anything. They never asked. They knew it was coming. They knew they were going to get paid, but they were good.
They were in the debt snowball.
Yeah,
Yep.
they knew it was there.
Why do I think it's your parents, Alex?
It is my parents.
Because he jumped right and answered that. Okay.
sure did.
Very good. Okay, good. All right, Alex and Ayla, St. Louis, Missouri. Austin and Ari as well. $71,000 paid off in 36 months, making a range of 90 to 105, not to mention 50 days in the hospital, and the sale of a Highlander. Count it down. Let's hear
Hold on
a
just a second.
debt-free scream.
I actually just want to throw one more thing in. We were going out to dinner to celebrate our debt-free or celebrate that we were debt-free. And while we were driving to dinner, my mom called. My grandma had passed away earlier in the year or earlier in the month, and she called to let us know that part of our inheritance was coming in. So she wasn't able to help us with the debt-free. We were able to finish that off, but she got us halfway to our baby step 3.
Wow.
So for us, we saw that as a God thing. Is these ones are finally doing something right and figured it out.
Amen. Very
So,
cool.
You guys ready to scream?
All right,
Austin,
Austin,
you wanna
count it down.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt free!
I love it! Way to go, you guys. That was fun. Good job, Austin. You got the countdown better than most of the adults. Well done. Some of them count up. All right, good job, man. Man, that's awesome. Great family story. Hey, This stuff of handling money, it's real. It makes you deal with all your stuff. It makes you deal with your set of assumptions of how you run your life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not about Dave Ramsey. Could be about Rachel Cruz, but it's not about Dave Ramsey. So, man, that couple's free. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Cindy's with us in Denver. Hi, Cindy. How are you?
Hey, Dave. I'm living a blessed life. How about you?
Just the same. How can I help?
I am calling last week. So about a year ago, I started listening to your program, and it's so much fun to listen to. It's like listening to my dad all those years growing up. And I went and talked to a bunch of my son's college friends who are graduating this May about just fiscal responsibility and student loans specifically. And there's about a handful of them that are going directly into the military, so they'll be commissioning this in May, June, July timeframe. Mm-hmm. And several of them had questions about their retirement. And I think I've heard you talk about the options there and what they should be aware of. So I just was going to get some advice from you.
Okay. So
I could maybe email them and tell them to look into.
Well, certainly the military pension plan, the big mark in the military is 20 years. And when you make that, then the retirement is excellent on the pension side. As far as saving,
my dad was career military, so was my brother. But just as far as saving,
saving in the thrift, the thrift savings plan is what they have, the TSP. And we recommend that you control your investments in any situation. I don't ever put investments on autopilot, which means I would stay away from what are called the L plans where it autopilots your investments. I don't believe in that. Okay. I would put 60% in the C, 20% in the S, and 20% in the I.
Okay.
If I were in the military or I were a federal government employee and I had the TSP available to me. The C is basically a common stock fund. It works like an S&P 500. The S is also an index, but it's a small company index funds. And the I is the international index. The I is the least performing of the three, but international as a category underperforms most growth stock mutual fund categories. I always put some in there anyway because international's always got the potential for upside, and I want to play in that world as well. But put 60-20-20 is what I've always recommended, and that's what I would personally do if I worked there. There's no magic to that formula. I just picked out the highest type mutual funds that I like and the highest returning ones, and I weighted them out that way. That's all I did. Mallory is with us in Peoria, Illinois. Hi, Mallory. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm honored to talk to you. Thank you for taking my call.
Certainly. You're going to have to speak directly into your phone or I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. How can I help?
My husband and I have been working on the debt snowball for a little over a year now. But a couple of months after we took the FPU class, he was furloughed from his job that he was making $80,000 to $120,000 a year with this job. So he was able to get, he just took the first full-time job he could get after that at a home improvement store here. So it was a big cut. So we both started just doing whatever jobs we could get. I got a part-time job as well that I thankfully was able to, I'm able to work from home doing that because I have a 2-year-old at home as well. And he has decided to go to school to kind of broaden his horizons, so hopefully we can...
Well, what was he doing before making 80 to 100?
He worked for the railroad.
Doing what?
He was a conductor.
Okay. And so there's no other railroad jobs around the country anywhere?
Well, with it being furloughed, they, at first they were telling us, you expect to be called back within a year, and then, it's been almost a year now, and they keep pushing the callback date back. And
I'm talking about other railroads.
Well, we hate to walk away from this because the retirement plan is...
Oh, I would definitely walk away from it. It's already cost you $80,000.
Yeah.
If he goes to school and gets another career, he's going to walk away from it.
Yeah, he will. And that's another reason he is going to school, because he's training to hopefully find another position either with the railroad, or he has been applying other places. Right now he took the first full-time job he could find in our area.
But what he needs is a new career, because this one sucks unless you want to move and take a job at a different railroad, since he's qualified as a conductor.
Right.
And if he could get in and you move to another city, then you may want to look at that, because that's great. Yeah. That's obviously great pay, 80 to 100, if that's what he wants to do with his life. Otherwise, we do need to reset completely and start looking for a completely different career. But don't hang around and wait on that. That deal's going down the tubes that you're talking to there.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that's kind of keeping us here is my job is through the church that we go to, and I also have started, once this all kind of went about, I started a little side business, and it started out as kind of just to bring in extra money, as quickly as I could, but it has grown quite a bit more than I expected.
So what are you making?
I don't really know. I'm not very savvy in business. I don't know anything about owning a business, but it looks like it has potential to be more than what I have done with it, but I'm just not sure how to make it more.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, certainly that's something you could look into, but, if you can't get the $80,000 income going with it, then, that's the trick. We've got to offset that in this process. And so... you can't put up a bunch of false boundaries on where you can go or can't go. If you're making $5,000 a year and your business is booming, and that's $5,000 a year, and he can get a job making 80, shut your business down and start it up wherever you move to. So, but if you're making $120,000 a year in your business, then you don't have to move. You got a business, and you've replaced the income he lost. So you need to sit down with an accountant and lay out your budget and figure out what it is you really are making on the business, and really put together a set of books on that, so that you don't get behind on your taxes, and so you can adequately and accurately analyze what the potential is of the business, and what you need to do to make it happen. Pat is with us. Pat's in Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Pat. How are you?
Great. It's great to talk to you, Dave.
You too. What's up?
I have a chance to retire early. I'm 57, and I have a 401k plan. We owe $75,000 on our house, and with the money that we have in our emergency fund and stuff, we can't quite pay it off. My question for you is, should we take some of the money out of my 401k when I retire? Because my understanding is that we could, without penalty, use some of that money, because I'm 57 and a half. Can I take it out of the 401k?
How much is in your 401k?
About $900,000.
Excellent. And what do you owe on your home?
$75,000.
Yeah, I'd pull enough out of that to pay off the home when you can do it without penalty, and verify with your tax people when exactly that is in your particular situation. But if you can pull enough out to pay the taxes, you won't have penalty. But so you're probably pulling $100,000 out of your $900,000. You'd have $800,000 left in a paid-for house. Yeah, I'd do that as soon as I can. But I'm not going to give an extra 10%. I'll wait a year and make sure that you hit the proper marks on the year, or whether it's 59 or 57 and a half, whichever it is in your situation. So, get some professional tax advice as to exactly when you can do that, so you don't mess it up. But if you do that, then definitely I'm heading that way, without a doubt. Hey, good question. Open phones at 888-825-5225. What's the difference between a partnership and a family business? Well, family businesses, by and large, if two sisters own a business together, two brothers or brother-sister, whatever, there is a partnership element to that. But family businesses are more complicated than partnerships. There are many of them that are very successful, though. The biggest difference is that generally families love each other, if it's a decent family. and not all partners do. Matter of fact, I know a lot of partners that just really deeply dislike each other, and they're tied in together anyway. So you need to put proper boundaries in place and, read a lot and learn about operating a family business. But a family business operating that has partnership aspects to it is perfectly fine. But I would never enter into a traditional partnership. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, it's Kelly Daniel, associate producer and phone screener for The Dave Ramsey Show and giver of lots of free books. Hey, this hour of the show is over, but you can find our full 3-hour podcast on iTunes. We're everywhere for free, here to serve you.
Hey guys, this is Dave Ramsey reminding you to catch the Dave Ramsey Show live on our YouTube channel weekdays